This episode is sponsored by Cribble.
Syslog is free because it honestly kinda sucks for analysis. The gold standard in this space is Splunk. The challenge is that deploying Splunk is hard because it's increasingly difficult to find a princess to kidnap for ransom to pay for the thing here in 2022. The solution here is to look into something like Cribble Stream. It filters out extraneous data before sending it to Splunk, since you probably don't need a full fidelity copy of every load balancer health check dating back to 2012. You can route data to the most cost-effective location for it, since inside of Splunk is great when you need it and incredibly overwrought when you don't. That alone gets you 30% or more in savings. But of course there's more. Condense logs into metrics where it makes sense, reduce the noise to better see the signal, replay logs to other places when you need to, and stop worrying about the Royal Guard finding you when they're trying to track the princess down. To learn more about Cribble, smash the link, tell them I sent you, tap the like and subscribe buttons as per YouTube norms, and tell them I sent you again. Both you and the princess will sleep way easier. I've given the AWS Free Tier some grief in various blog posts, Twitter threads, rants on the sidewalk, etc. that I've put out over the years. But it occurred to me that I've never really talked about why it is so important to me that I just keep hammering away at it like this. After all, my consulting clients generally could not possibly give less of a crap about free cloud services. Their usage goes well beyond the limits of a free service. Otherwise, they'd absolutely not find value in our cloud economists optimizing their bills, which is what I do when I'm not doing this. That said, I maintain that fixing the free tier is the absolute highest priority that AWS can possibly have. There's nothing that's even remotely close that you could put on its roadmap when you look at the potential downsides of maintaining the status quo. One of the reasons I like what I do is that it's strictly a business problem. Nobody dies because of their AWS bill, and that's a great position to be in if you have a soul and thus are averse to doing harm. Unfortunately, there's one glaring exception. The AWS free tier is going to kill someone sooner or later, and I don't want that to happen. Alexander Kearns was a 20-year-old Robinhood user and a student with no reported regular income. In June of 2020, he logged into his Robinhood account, saw that he owed the company $730,165, wrote a note, and killed himself. It was tragic and unnecessary. And from the perspective of surprise AWS bills from student learners, his surprise bill is all too relatable. It's my position that it's simply a matter of time before something similar happens in the world of cloud billing, and I vehemently do not want that to happen. We're used to surprise bill stories about someone being sloppy with credentials and getting their account compromised, or someone not understanding the nuances of a service that they spun up and getting charges that they weren't planning for. Originally, these mistakes cost tens or hundreds of dollars. In recent years, they've climbed to the mid-high figures. I recently saw a Reddit thread about someone getting a $270,000 bill surprise. Yes, you can sit here after the fact and point out a bunch of things that someone could have or should have done in order to prevent this. That's cold comfort, and AWS absolutely must do better with respect to hard billing limits. There's a countervailing school of thought to hard billing limits on AWS accounts. Well, what if this is a production environment for a company? You really want the cloud provider to turn their environment off while they're having a massive surge in their business? Of course I don't. That would be ludicrous. I want AWS, a company that prides itself on how good it is at data and deriving business insight from it and understanding customers, to take a step back and ask its customers a specific question when they create accounts. Do you want this account to never charge you more than X, or do you want this account to never stop serving traffic, no matter the cost? Banks, Netflix, Twitter for Pets, they would all smash the "this is a business, don't be ridiculous" button. The rest of us independent learners will opt for the "I'm a student, please do not destroy the next 20 years of my financial future" option. There's no way to derive the right answer to this question without asking the customer directly. Ideally, this would lead to the ability to specify an intent for a new AWS account when spinning it up, but I'll settle for it, again, not killing people. I want to be clear, this is not just a theoretical risk. I am convinced that it's a certainty that something tragic like that Robin Hood story is waiting to happen. I'm doing my best to warn people that there is in fact recourse when you get a bill surprise through articles like my piece on what to do when you get a giant AWS bill, but there's only so much that I can do. I'm not AWS, and a fix like this has to come from the provider itself. I cannot think of a more pressing need or a more worthy goal for them to fix.